What is love? Or more importantly, what is God love? What is perfect love? Well, fortunately, there's an amazing chapter in the Bible that lays out everything we need to know about God's love. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at this week on the One Verse Daily Devotional coming up. Hello and welcome once again to the One Verse Daily Devotional. My name is Matt, and I'm so glad that you're with me here today, where we look at just one simple verse every single day to grow a little bit deeper in our faith. And I'm excited about this week. We're looking at an amazing chapter, actually a few verses, this one paragraph in the middle of an amazing chapter, and it has to do with one simple word, love. What is love? What is God love? And the chapter we're going to be looking at is 1 Corinthians 13. Now, as soon as I said that, you probably were like, hey, are we going to a wedding, Matt? and yes, 1 Corinthians 13 is used a lot as a wedding passage. I use it in my wedding. However, I think the fact that we kind of pigeonhole this chapter into just being a wedding poem is really a disservice to this chapter. It's beautiful and it's amazing, and what it can teach us about God's love for us and the kind of love that we're supposed to reflect out into the world is amazing. It's incredible. So we're going to kind of put the whole marriage passage off to the side this week, and we're going to look at a few verses right in the middle of this one paragraph that I think gives us the definition of perfect love, of God love. And while it's going to be hard to reach that goal, we'll probably never be able to reach the goal of perfect love, but it definitely gives us the standard and it gives us the bullseye to aim for, doesn't it? And so that's what we're going to look at this week. We'll go through these verses kind of quickly because I just want to get you these definitions and kind of see how it applies to our life. So our one verse today is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4. This week we're going to look at verse 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to skip down to the very last verse of the passage where it just kind of ties everything together. And yet at the same time, kind of says something pretty incredible, but we'll get to that later. I don't want to get ahead of myself. You got to wait till Friday to get that verse. Today, our one verse is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4, and it says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It says love is patient. Wow, what a way to start. Because I tell you what, if I need an area of my life with my relationships where I kind of improve a little bit, it would be this area of patience. And that's probably true for a lot of us, right? It's so easy to be impatient with the ones that you love, right? And yet, God is so patient with us. He is so patient with us. We mess up time and time again. We upset him. We probably hurt him. We disappoint him. And yet he always loves us, always forgives us, and he's always patient with us. It goes on. Love is kind. That love shows kindness, uses kind words, is not harsh, is not cruel, is not mean. Love is kind. It doesn't envy. Now, this is a kind of a tough one, right? Because when we think of relationships, we think that maybe jealousy and envy kind of goes along with it. That it's like, no. I'm going to be jealous. I'm going to be a jealous lover, right? And yet it says that true love doesn't envy. It doesn't envy. It doesn't want what it can't have or not supposed to have. That true love really, at its core, always cares more about others than for itself, right? That's what love is. It cares more for others than itself. It says it does not boast. In other words, it doesn't puff itself up. It doesn't say, hey, look at me. Look how awesome I am. Why? Because we just said a second ago, the definition of love, what love truly is being more concerned with others than itself. So it's not going to boast. It's not going to call attention to itself. It's going to highlight others, focus on others, lift up others, right? That's what love does. It lifts up others more than itself. And then we move on to the last one, which is kind of a doozy. It is not proud. Listen, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is pride. Why? Because pride puts itself first. Love puts others first. Pride puffs itself up. Pride does whatever it can to make itself look good. So sometimes it is cruel. Sometimes it will say unkind things because it needs to put someone else down to lift itself up, right? That's what pride does. Pride for sure is not patient, right? Pride is more focused on itself than anyone else. And perfect love says, whoa, you got that backwards, pride. No, we're going to focus on others. We're going to love others. We're going to care for others. We're going to be patient with them. We're going to be kind to them. And we are not going to boast ourselves, pride. No. We're going to lift up others. Love is not proud. Matter of fact, pride is the opposite of love because it wants to lift itself up. But love says, no, I'm going to lift up everyone else. I'm going to lift up others. I'm going to care for them and put their needs first before my own. Man, this is awesome. And we're just into the first part. We still got like 3 or 4 more verses to go to learn more about love. And I'm telling you what, it's already kind of convicting to me. Like, okay, what are the areas of my life where I'm not being patient or kind, where I'm trying to lift myself out and even have a little bit of air of pride sneaking into my life? And pride, man, it gets ugly, right? Don't forget, pride was the sin of Lucifer. So like, let's just say that like pride can like take you down. It can tear you down. And God says, don't live with pride. Don't boast yourself up. Don't look for your needs first. No. God is love. And love says, we're going to focus on others. We're going to care for others. We're going to look to the needs of others before ourselves. Whew, this is good. See, love is not some like woo-woo, oh, lovey-dovey, what? No, love is powerful. Love is strong. Love like puts its boots on and goes to work, right? Love is amazing. And that's the kind of love that we're talking about this week. So hope you enjoyed today. I look forward to being with you all week as we dive into love. Have a great day.